Santa Clara County inventory just dropped again. But here's the wild part. It's still higher than last year. Let's unpack why buyers are still moving, sellers are still holding, and where prices are heading next. I'm Keith Walker, your California and investment real estate expert, back again with your September Santa Clara County market update. As always, let's break it down by property type. Let's start with single-family homes. Active inventory for single-family homes in Santa Clara County continues its annual reduction to 1,111 homes, down an additional 6.3% from just last week, 11.7% from last month, and now up just 8.2% over last year's ridiculously low numbers. That means a home buyer looking today has about 70 fewer homes to choose from compared to just 2 weeks ago. Now, there were 605 homes under contract at the conclusion of August, a 1.3% month-over-month decline, which pales in comparison to the continued inventory drop. The pending numbers still stay resiliently strong despite contrary speculation by the doom and gloomers out there. Absorption rate, which is a fancy way of measuring market heat, came in at 54.5%. Over 60% is a seller's market, hitting its highest and strongest mark since March, the pre-tariff news. As a seller, your competition just got thinner, which typically means more buyer focus on your property. Now, this was the data mark I was most interested in after the drop-off in prices in July, the average sales price. Did the drop continue to cause some concern? Well, those August prices remained almost identical to July, curbing thoughts of a further drop, and yes, further silencing the local doom and gloomers. That average price currently is at $2.28 million. Continuing on to condos and townhomes. Here is quite the story, with another week-over-week 3.1% drop in inventory yet again, reaching its lowest point since March as well. And it has effectively wiped away the nearly 20% hike in spring and summer available properties. Between condos and townhomes, there are 810 for sale as August passes us by. The pending numbers here have remained incredibly consistent over the year despite the ebbs and flows in inventory. With 321 pending, the numbers are at one of their highest points this year and even 5% higher than the numbers last year at this time. Now, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but the condo and townhome absorption rate climbed to 39.6%, the highest it's been since, again, March. However, we did see the average sales price drop slightly month to month again to $1,042,000. That number is only $3,000 over the January average price. This segment of the market has clearly been affected by the reduction in affordability and consumer confidence for first-time home buyers in particular. Now, looking ahead, the question this week is what reports are going to make the Fed consider an interest rate cut? This week is a big week for the jobs reports, which could be an influence. And if you haven't been paying attention, mortgage rates hit a 2025 low. Meanwhile, the positive trend of purchase applications, basically people preparing to buy a home, continues its upward pace in all facets, week over week, month over month, and year over year. People want to buy. Now, for the Feds, always pay attention to that 10-year yield for interest rates, but something else to keep an eye on. Does the current political regime try to get short-term rates lower and push adjustable rate mortgages, ARMs, if they can't get the yield change they want? Currently, less than 10% of single-family loans are ARM loans. And by the way, these are not the ARM loans of the housing crisis in 2008. Borrowers actually have to qualify. Now, well-presented, located, and priced homes are still moving, but buyers are more particular than in a traditional high-competition Silicon Valley market. Negative qualities and smaller demographic properties like 1- and 2-bedroom condos still require patience and motivation as a seller. So here's the bottom line. For those still looking for a crash like 2008, I heard a quote I loved the other day that I'll paraphrase. Housing 2008 is a mental disease for a group of people that will never go away and there's no cure for it. The underlying housing data factors are solid, if not strong. For home buyers, rates are at 2025 lows and competition is still manageable compared to 2021 craziness. This could be a sweet spot window for you. And for home sellers, if your home is move-in ready and well-priced, buyers are showing up. But if you've got flaws, expect longer days in the market. When will we see a break in activity and inventory? When those home sellers, who are also usually home buyers, decide the gap is doable between new mortgage rates and their current 3% or less rate, enough to sell their current property. That, my friends, will almost double both inventory and sales. As always, I'm here to educate and navigate, not speculate and fabricate. If this was helpful, give it a like so others can see it, and drop a comment below. Are you seeing the market heat up or cool down where you live? I'd love to compare notes.